Howdy folks, it's your trusted tech guru GIL HARMON here, coming at you with another Tech Tuesday tutorial. And today we're going to be doing something very exciting, but before we jump into that, I want to once again give a warm welcome back to all my returning viewers, to all my fish gills, is what I call you, is what I call my audience, because my name is Gil, and my favourite animal is fish. I also want to quickly address some of the negativity on my previous tutorial. I received a number of comments from people claiming that the video was too long, just a hair too long, such as Barbara Winifred 1934, who says, "This video was a little bit too long." Okay, so go to hell, Barbara, and all who claimed it was too long. Okay, Barbara, the world doesn't need that kind of negativity, and quite frankly, I think it would be a better place if you vanished. So let's get right into the tutorial today, as we are going to be tackling something quite exciting, something that has been highly requested. I've been getting a lot of messages in my inbox to talk about motion tracking, to teach you the ways of motion tracking of motion. It's a very, very exciting thing that is very possible in After Effects. I am going to be using Adobe After Effects CC 2018 today, which is the latest version. You want to make sure that you've got your latest version up to date there, or you might have some trouble along the way. Some of the techniques I'm going to be discussing with the motion tracking will apply to older programs, but you are going to want to make sure that you have got the latest program. So I'm just going to run you through basically how to do it. It's really simple, it's really quick, and you probably found this video because you wanted to do some motion tracking. You're probably working on some kind of a film, perhaps. Maybe you're working on a short film, maybe it's a student film, maybe you're a student. You might be doing your A-levels or GCSEs, depending on what school you go to. Some schools don't teach media in those earlier stages, but certainly at A-levels, usually most schools these days have got a media course when it gets to A-levels, or maybe you're at university and you want to learn how to do some motion tracking. Perhaps you're doing a film where you're doing some heavy sort of CGI or graphics effects, that kind of thing, some kind of visual effects. And you're quite rightly thinking, I'm going to need to do some motion tracking here. So don't worry, old GIL HARMON here. Well, not that old. I don't know why I said old. Just GIL HARMON, just call me GIL HARMON. It's got some tips for you, some tips to get you started with motion tracking, because I really am today just going to be laying down the sort of the bare bones basics, the BBB, the triple B is what I like to call that, the bare bones basics. And that is because once you know the basics, that sort of sets you up to be able to do more things with not only motion tracking, but with After Effects in general. Once you know the basic principles that go behind some of the techniques that we're going to be discussing today, it really does set you up to go forward with your expertise and skills in programs such as After Effects. And it doesn't just stop at After Effects. You know, Adobe do a whole range of products such as Photoshop and Lightroom. And whilst motion tracking doesn't apply to those, I'd still think that it's important to mention them. So yes, let's just dive in, and I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to get you started. And you will need to have prepared a few things before we get started, actually. So before I started filming, I went into my lounge and I did a little bit of filming. I filmed myself waving. Let me pull that clip up now, actually. Can we get that clip up? Let's pull that clip up. Wave. So what I've done is I have filmed myself. It's a bit silly. I filmed myself waving. Right there, as you can see, is just me waving, just old Gil. Again, I don't want to call myself old, I'm not that old. I'm just waving at the camera, and you'll notice that I've got a couple of black dots on my hand, and we'll get to that. So that's you're jumping ahead a bit. If you've noticed the black dots, you are jumping ahead a bit. So just slow down. We'll get there. Don't worry. I will never steer you wrong. That's my motto. GIL HARMON, trusted text guru. I will never steer you wrong. Is my branding. Thinking of putting it on a t-shirt, maybe. So, yes, I basically recorded a clip of myself, and you don't need to record a clip of yourself. This is just my example footage. I'm sure you at home will have, you'll have your footage from your film, like we were discussing earlier, you know, your short film or your student film, whatever it may be. Whether you're a student at a university, you know, perhaps you're studying in Manchester or Liverpool or Dartmouth, you know, Bournemouth. You know, there's many universities these days that are going to be teaching you, you know, the course of media, film studies, film production, digital film, digital media, that kind of thing. And sometimes they do in their syllabus does sometimes leave out things like After Effects, particularly motion tracking. I found in my extensive research of sort of university courses that a lot of them seem to miss out motion tracking, which is it's strange because you know, it's such a big part of you know, visual effects, because sometimes you'll notice that you've done something. Maybe there's a boom in shot or something, and you want to you want to paint it out and you want to track it out. Motion tracking is a good example of something that will come into play there when you're facing problems like that in your film. You know, you've made a mistake. Maybe, you know, your boom operator that day was slacking. He was slacking, so the boom fell into shot, which is, you know, unacceptable. If someone did that on my film shoot, they would be fired. They would be fired. But, you know, it happens, and I have, you know, had to unfortunately point the finger on set before. I've had to say, Joseph Bulligan, what's going on, Joseph? You're fired. And unfortunately, he hasn't been able to. He hasn't worked in the industry since. I did, you know, I did block a lot of his potential opportunities with, you know, with people who needed a sound operator, a boom operator on set. But I did, you know, I contacted those people and I said, Joseph Bulligan is not. He's not the guy for you. He and I pulled up the footage. I actually I pulled up the footage because I was in person. I went to their house to tell them this, and I pulled up the footage on my laptop. I have just a MacBook, just a 13-inch MacBook. Just it's good for sort of like, it's light, so traveling around it's easy to transport. You know, I didn't get the touch bar. No, I just got the basic sort of just the basic 13-inch. It's one of the newer models, and I pulled it up on my laptop and I said, "You see this? Boom sort of floating into shot here," and I didn't need to say anymore. And yeah, maybe okay. And they weren't too happy with me turning up at their house at 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, it was early; they were in their pajamas still. But you know, I felt that the shoot was that day, so I thought it was important that they didn't work with Joseph. I didn't think he was you know, able to do the job that they would have required. So yeah, coincidentally, I am also blacklisted at the BBC. It's just myself and Joseph on that list. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, if you have any kind of trouble like that in a shot in your film or your video or whatever it is, you will be able to take care of that with a bit of motion tracking. And today I am going to teach you how to do that. But first, I do actually just want to give a quick shout out to my sponsors. Today I'm sponsored by Gilbert's Ham. Gilbert's Ham is a fresh kind of ham that you can get from your local shops, from the marketplace, just the food market. Take a wander down the food market and pick up some Gilbert's Ham. So that was one of today's sponsors. The other sponsor is Toilet Roll. I can't remember which brand it was, but I do know it is for toilet roll. So, hold on, hang on, sorry, I did write it down. Here we go. Okay, I haven't written down the brand name, but the slogan is wipe your butt, keep it clean, so fresh and so clean. So that is for a brand of toilet roll that I I don't currently remember, but I'm sure it will spring to mind at some point. Shout out to them. So, yes, like I was saying, you're going to want to get your footage ready. Like I was saying, I have prepared mine. I have got just a clip of me waving, and we can now move on to the sort of the black dot scenario. You may have noticed there are black dots on my hand, and that is for a number of reasons that I will tell you now. Oh, by the way, actually, I should have said this at the beginning. I've noticed that I do talk quite quickly. I'm quite a fast talker. I'm a quick talker. That was always a curse of mine. My mum always told me, "Gil, you're talking too fast." And I would say, "What, Mum, are you talking about? I'm not. Stop." So if you would, YouTube have implemented a function where you can watch videos at half speed. So I would recommend actually this video in particular, as we are going to be going through quite a lot of details, important details. Maybe watch this video at half speed. I think it's 0.5 times speed. And that'll just make sure that you pick up every detail, because with motion tracking, if you make one mistake anywhere along the line, you are going to be struggling to find out where that mistake has been made, because sometimes it's such a minute thing that you can't quite decipher what it is. And oftentimes I've done research, and studies have shown that people who make mistakes early on in the motion tracking process, when they can't figure out what the problem was, they would just scrap the entire project and start again. And I just want to make sure that that doesn't happen to you at home, because starting again can often, it can waste time if you're working to a certain deadline or with a budget. Maybe your employer is not going to be able to, handle the fact that you have taken twice as long as you budgeted originally, especially if you're freelance. I feel like if you're doing some kind of a freelance job and you have quoted a certain amount, like a certain rate, you're going to want to really stick to that rate and not go over. It really is, it can be a lot of trouble if you, you know what I mean? If you're going to be going over overtime and charging overtime, you are not going to be, you're not going to please your client, which is very important. If this is, of course, if this is a like a work thing. If you've searched this video because you have some motion tracking in a paid job, that is another option I left out earlier. Obviously, we tackled school media courses or university film courses, but I forgot to mention that some people do corporate work, and it's late night, they're editing, deadline, got to hit that deadline, and you've come up to a problem. Boom's in shot, need to paint it out. You're like, what do I do here? And you're Googling, how do I get rid of the boom? This video, first result, is going to pop up, and I'm going to see you through this. I'm going to help you through it. And that deadline doesn't just have to be a corporate job. It could be a university project as well. Like we were saying, maybe you're staying up late doing an all-nighter. Am I right? Drinking riding the bull, drinking some Red Bull, and you've got the university deadline. It's coming up. It's in the first thing in the morning. Hand that hard drive in first thing in the morning with your your film on, and again, you've noticed there's a boom in shot. There's a pesky boom in shot. They should really. I've actually been trying to get a patent for invisible booms. Invisible, and it's not. It's difficult. It's not easy. It's going to take a lot of science, but it is something that I am very passionate about, because just imagine an invisible boom pole and an invisible microphone. It would just be so great. So you're trying to meet that deadline. You're trying to meet that deadline as fast as you can. And again, you've come up to a problem. What do I do? How do I get rid of the boom pole? Again, first result. This video has popped up. You've come to the right place, my friend. I am going to help you. That's the GIL. That's the GIL guarantee. Okay, that's my other slogan. The GIL. When GIL guarantees, you've been guaranteed. So, yes, the black dots on the hand, you will notice there is one over here, sort of in my... I've still got them on my hand now, actually. There's one kind of over by the sort of the thumb, kind of underneath the index finger there. And the other one is over on the other side of the palm, just kind of... What's that? It's about 4 millimeters under the pinky. Is usually what that finger is called, and it's kind of like almost in between the pinky and the what finger is this? Is this the ring finger? I think this is known as the ring finger, but yeah, it's just sort of situated around there. And I've done this for the purposes of this video because I want to demonstrate motion tracking with a very simple example here. So the 2 dots on my hand will serve a purpose. And that purpose is to show you how I can take an object, any object you want, any object I want. In this scenario, I have got a star from Super Mario. See that? From, I think this is from Super Mario 64, I believe. I think that was the first game in the Mario franchise to sort of implement power stars. And since then, they've obviously been used in a number of different, a variety of Mario games. I won't name them all, but just to name a few, I do believe there was some hidden ones in Mario Odyssey, spoiler alert, and Mario 64 DS used them. Of course, that was a remake of Mario 64. And yeah, just a few other games since. I do believe in Mario Kart as well. This is a power-up. This might not be the graphic image used specifically in the game, but yes, this is the Power Star. And like I was saying, I want to basically take this image of a Power Star, and I want to track it so it will follow my hand. Now, that's a very exciting thing because in reality, in the real world, you're not able to just get a star and put it on your hand and have it, you know, float around back and forth. That's just not possible. It's not going to happen. If you want, if you think that's going to happen, you need to have a reality check, my friend, okay? Because that's not possible. We can't physically touch stars because they're too hot and they're too far away. But luckily, through the power of visual effects, there is a way to make that happen. And using a little bit of motion tracking, we today will be making that happen. Now, that is just an example of one of many things you can do. It doesn't have to be a star that you track. Maybe it could be like a hedgehog, like a sort of a hedgehog who's rolled up in a ball. Maybe you've gone out into nature and you've taken some snapshots of a hedgehog in a bush, and you want to track that on your hand for some reason. This is basically the tutorial for you. This is basically how you're gonna do it. It's a process, but it's a once you know it, you will know it forever, which is quite exciting, because when I learned this, at first it was a bit daunting. It was like, oh, this is a lot to take in, but, and there is a but there, but once you have learned the knowledge, you will retain it for the rest of your life, and you will be able to pass it on in your own tutorial videos if you choose to make that. If your career goes in a certain direction where maybe filmmaking isn't quite working out for you, and you think, well, I could do tutorial videos, they seem pretty simple, and well, they're not actually. First of all, I should say they're not. This is not an easy job. I am one of the sort of leading tutorial gurus in the industry, and it's not as easy as it looks. Let's just say that. So yeah, you are going to be able to use this knowledge not only on projects, but you're going to be pass it down to generations to come, to your kids, your grandkids. You're going to be able to say, hey, come kids, come gather around your grandpappy. I'm going to teach you a thing or two about motion tracking. I certainly look forward to the day that I have kids that I can teach this to. It's going to be an exciting day. Come hear your old pep out. Gil's got a little tutorial for you, and they'll probably won't be too excited at first, but when they see the result, when they see the end result, I think they're going to be blown away. So, yeah, let's jump in because I realize I do have a bus to catch, and basically I'm going into town because I'm going to be picking up basically some paperwork. I shouldn't really go into the details of what that paperwork is specifically, but old Gilster is going to be leasing a car. So you may know that I'm an eco-friendly guy. I like to walk places. I take my bike. Sometimes occasionally I'll take the bus if it's raining outside like today. But I'm an eco-friendly guy, and there's a new range of eco cars that I thought would be a great opportunity to lease for a while. I could do some tech reviews on it. They're apparently they're environmentally friendly, and I thought this is a good opportunity. I want to be one of these people who and I've got a great deal on it. I've got a great dealer, a guy, not a drug dealer, like a car deal, like it's a car dealership. I just want to make that clear. I do not do drugs. I just want to kill those rumors now because I've seen those circulating around on forums, and all right, that needs to stop. So yeah, I basically have got that to look forward to. So I should be really getting on with this tutorial. So yes, let's dive in just a moment. I'm just going to take just a moment to give another shout out to a sponsor of mine, and that is for the garbage community, the landfills. I want to give a shout out to landfills. This is a bad shout out though, because they're bad for the environment, and as we've just established, I'm eco-friendly. So landfills, what you doing? Stop filling the land with trash. All right, so that's a Gilbert no. A GIL HARMON no. You know. Anyway, so sorry, 1 second. Sorry. Hello. Yeah, sorry. I was under the impression I had 30 days to fill that in. No, I know it's been 29 days. I know, yeah, it's due, but I thought I had 30 days. The paperwork. Well, I just need to bring it. Okay, I don't understand. Okay, you don't have to, sir, you don't have to raise your voice in that tone with me. Look. I was told I had 30 from the starting period. I had 30 days, and the motion will be filed. We don't have to. The court. No, we don't have to take it to court. I just think that if you say you have 30 days, then you give the suspect the full, the full month. I mean, obviously months aren't always 30 days. Sometimes they're 31. Sometimes they're 28. Well, not so, once a year, and sometimes on a leap year they're 29. Yeah, I'm talking about February. Yeah. Look, I am aware. I'm fully aware. And look, you've caught me at a really awkward time. I'm doing one of those. Yeah, don't call it that. This is my job. This is what I do. So, if you. All right, well, if you're not going to have respect for my, what is it you do? You sit, ringing people and hassling them about, I am going in on your, yes, because you're calling me whilst I'm at work, and I don't think this, no, I don't think this is I don't think this is acceptable. No, I want to speak to your manager. Put me on the, put me through. All right. He hung up. I'll take care of that later. Don't worry about that. I'll just edit that out. Okay, so motion tracking. Let us begin. Let's do this. Let's track some motion, and you're going to learn a thing or two here. You're going to learn butt easy. That's what it is. It was butt easy. Hold on. don't have a pen. The toilet roll, company that sponsored this episode. Butt easy. I haven't got a pen on me right now, but all right. So let's go ahead and take our footage called Wave, and let's create a new composition. So let's drag that down onto the Create New Composition button, and it's going to create a new composition here with a timeline, and we're going to want to go ahead and go over to your tracker, track motion. In this instance, we're going to be tracking the position and rotation, and you'll notice that it's going to come up with a couple of boxes here. Take your first box and place it over the first black dot. Take your second box here and enlarge it to increase the area that it's going to be searching for the track. Take your second box here and place that over the second dot just there. Make sure that one's nice and snug. And again, open up the big box there so it has more of a motion area to track. Let's fit that to the screen and go ahead and press this Analyze Forward button to start tracking. And you will notice that it is going to slowly, frame by frame, track my hand, track the motion of the hand. It's following the dots because it's quite a contrasted area. The black dot against the flesh of the skin is quite a high contrast area, which is quite important for depending on where you're going to track. Once you've done that tracking, go to Layer, New, Null Object, and that will create a null object here, which is basically an invisible layer. It's an invisible layer, but you can do a lot with it. Let me show you that now. So go back to your wave footage there. Edit the target of your motion target of the tracked area. Choose the null, press OK, and essentially what that is going to do is you see all this tracked information. When you press apply the X and Y dimensions, which is X and Y, the rotation and the position. Press OK. And you'll see now that null object, this little red box there, is tracked to your hand. Like that. Very good. Okay, you can go ahead and hide the null object because, like I said, it's kind of just an invisible layer. The information is still on the layer, but you just don't need to have that visible. Take your power star, or whatever the object is, drop it down onto the composition. I'm going to increase the size a bit. I'm going to rotate the star a little bit there. Now I'm going to go down and grab my little parent pick whip tool. Parent that to the null object, not the wave layer, because it's actually the null object that has all the information on it right now. And as you'll see, the star is following the hand like that. Which is okay. It works. It does the job. But for an added little bit of effect, you will want to go ahead and tick this little motion blur box there. And to enable motion blur in your composition, press that there. And what you'll see there is just a little bit of motion blur to add to the effect. Makes it a little bit more seamless. And there you go. That is how to motion track. So thank you very much for watching. I've been GIL HARMON, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye.